I'm going to teach you how to put dubbing on. Dubbing usually comes in little plastic baggies or a plastic container. And the trick is they have holes in the bottom of it. The trick is to come in here and pull little fibers out at a time. You don't want this big ball. You don't want that. You just want little teeny amounts of fiber. And you end up with a ball of fluff. Now you want to take this fluff and pull little amounts out and stick them on there. Now that's caught on there. You can give it a twist. Pinch and twist, taking little fibers at a time. You don't want to do too much. You end up with a big ball like that. You don't want a ball. That's bad. Don't want that. And it's really hard to pull this off. Sometimes when you're doing dry flies and you put too much on, you'll break your thread because it's really thin thread. You can't wrap it too tight. You can't grab a hold of it. So that's basically what you do. You pinch, twist, wrap it on. Now that fly has dubbing all the way around it where I put it on there. Now we're going to do a dubbing loop, which you make a loop in your finger and you wrap it back over itself. So now that loop is caught. You're going to grab it and spin it so that the difference between the top of the hook and the bottom of the hook ends up, it's not wide like this when you're at the hook. It's nice and skinny because they're caught together down here. So this is a dubbing hook. You put your dubbing hook in here, and now you have gravity holding this apart. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to take a little bit of dubbing. We're going to straighten it out a little bit, give it a little bit of a twist, and now you have a little rectangle. So now you can take this little rectangle and open up your loop and put the dubbing inside the loop. And very carefully you can put it in there. Like so. Now it's trapped in there. Now I'm going to leave that sit for a second. Sometimes you want to wrap up longer fibers like CDC or marabou. So what you do is you come in here. I'm going to use purple just to do it. You take one of your marabou feathers and you have some nice long fibers. You want to get in here with this bulldog clamp and you want to clamp it about 1/8 of an inch away from the feather stem. Sometimes these are a little tricky. You need a really wide bulldog clamp so you don't bend any of your fibers. You stay about 1/8 of an inch away from your stem. Now you can come in here and cut these fibers out close to the stem. And then you can take them and put them directly in your dubbing loop. And you can pull, I didn't make my loop big enough for this event. So I'm going to slide my dubbing up. And this bulldog clamp isn't all that great, so you can pull some of the fibers out. And you stick all those fibers inside your loop. And you can open it up. Exactly what I wanted. Now, you have all these fibers trapped inside here. Let me pull this camera up just a little bit. Now you have all these fibers trapped in here, in this loop. You can give it a twist. And just keep twisting it. Now you don't want to pull this tight towards you. You just want to have it taut and give it a twist. Now your threads, you want to bring your thread forward, out of the way. Usually I have a bobbin holder, but the camera's in the way. So now you take this point. Now this other point is so that you can wrap. The other bend, I should say. Now you're going to come in here and you're going to wrap. Now that's wrapping up. Now when you get to your marabou feathers, you want to stroke them back so that they're facing backwards so you don't wrap over them. You just keep doing that every time you wrap around. You grab them and pull them back. Grab them and pull them back. Now when you get to the end of your fibers, you have a tail. You bring that tail as far forward as you can and wrap your thread back to it without capturing anything. Then you can take this and hold it up, and then you can capture your dubbing loop with your thread. You can pull that out now that it's captured. Come in and tie that all down. Now you got a big ball of feathers that are relatively stuck on there. They're pretty delicate. You don't want to pull on them. See, they rip pretty easy. But that's stuck there. Now, I'm going to do that same process again just to give you a better idea. We're going to make a little bit bigger loop. We're going to wrap over it. We're going to give it a twist because this bottom piece is coming off the bottom of the hook and this top part of the thread's coming off the top of the hook. You're going to twist it and then wrap back over the twist. Now that's out of the way. Take your dubbing twister hook and get it out of there. Now for this section, I'm going to use an olive feather because I have one laying there. Take this olive feather and do the same thing. You can see where the actual feather starts. There's a clear part in the section here. You just want to cover the clear section. You don't want to be too close to the backbone of the feather or the spine. And you very carefully cut that out. So now you have something that looks like this. Then you can come in here and put all those fibers. I'm trying to do this so you can see it in the dubbing loop. Then you can very carefully take them all, take the bulldog clamp out. Kind of tricky to get used to. And then you can give it a twist. Now you want to do that same thing. Come in here. I made it a little bit long. You want to wrap these fibers up. Keep working them back. Keep working them back. When you get to the end, you can kind of wrap it up and make big wide loops to get up to the front. That way you can come in here and capture these loops. Now you can go underneath this. Now that's captured. You can come in here with scissors and cut that out of there and wrap back over it. Get some nice tight wraps laying down and do a whip finish. Now we got a pretty crazy buggy looking hook thingy on here. Don't really quite know what it is. Then sometimes if you want, you can come back in here. Say you're making a minnow or something. Come back in here and you could do a couple little quick turns over this. And now that captured everything facing backwards. Either way, whatever you want to do. Now I'm going to do a quick little whip finish just to hold everything down. And